Welcome back, guys. Now, I've done some pretty crazy things in my time, but this, I think, takes the biscuit. This is seriously crazy. This is going to be the most ambitious start that I've ever made, like, by a long way. Okay, let me show you what I have done. So, let's bring up the lines, and you will see that there are a lot of them, right? Loads of ICBs. Those are intercity buses. That should be yellow. There we go. And then we've got a bunch of these red ones, which are local buses. And then the ones on Manhattan, I've left as different colours so it's easier to see what's going on. Loads more local buses. I've put in a ferry, which I'll show you in a minute. And I've put in some more trains. Let's actually bring this down so you can actually see. I'll bring that down a little bit. We've got 3 train lines. So let me show you. And you know what? I'm actually going to kick this off. Go. Right, it's all off and running now. So over here, this is the line that we put in episode 1, which runs from, this is the train line from Montauk, East Hampton, Bridgehampton, Southampton, Hampton Bays. I have put in an intercity connection between Hampton Bays and Riverhead. Right, runs to the station up here. Now, I've put in 2 lines. I've put in a line between Matituck and Southold. That's a train line going along there. And then we've got another train line going from Riverhead down to... Now, I don't know how this is pronounced. Is it Yaphank? 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 I don't know. Somebody tell me. How do you pronounce that? Then, I've put in an intercity bus link between Matituck and Riverhead so that people can now go from Greenport on the bus, then they can catch the train to Matituck, bus to Riverhead, train to I'm going to call it Yaphank for now. Right, and then I've put in a bit of a bus hub here. Now here we've got an intercity line coming in from Manorville down to Yaphank or Yaphank or whatever it is, and then we've got 4 lines coming out from here. We've got 1 intercity line going up to Coram, 1 up to Ridge, 1 up to Wading River, and 1 up to Baiting Hollow, which I have to say is my favourite place. Baiting Hollow. Yes, you know you were thinking it too. Right, then we come down here, or rather we go up here, and I've put in another hub, another intercity bus hub, with 4 lines going from Harrison to Port Chester, White Plains, East Chester, and New Rochelle. And then I've also added a line between East Chester and White Plains so that people can actually do the circuit. That's what's going on up there. Then, if we come over here to the Rockaways, we have got intercity lines linking Breezy Point, Rockaway, the ferry, which I'll talk about in a second, Far Rockaway, Limbrook, and Valley Stream. Okay. Now, this ferry I've put in. I have put in Rockaway Ferry. Oh yeah. Not Rockaway High School. No, Rockaway Ferry. Now, this is an actual ferry, like a proper ferry line, and it actually goes from Rockaway. It's called the Rockaway line, or the Rockaway Ferry. So this comes from Rockaway. It has a stop at this place, which is called Sunset Park, and then it goes over here, and I haven't actually named this properly. Let me do that now. This should be Pier, oh, where'd you I am spelled wrong. Pier 11. This is Pier 11, which is kind of the main terminal for like loads of ferries. There's a ferry that goes up to Astoria, and it actually goes like over here to the naval yards, and then stops over here, and then goes back over there again. It's like all over the place. Ferries, I've got to say, guys, ferries are very difficult. Like, would I like to do like the Hoboken ferry? Yeah, I would. The problem is, it only goes from there to there, and because of the massive capacity of these ferries, like each ferry holds 70 people. Now, you might think that like with these massive traffic jams, right, that, oh, fill in those, no problem. But nah, if you actually look at the traffic jams on the passenger numbers, I mean, you know, okay, we've got a couple of hundred, well, not even. We haven't even got a couple of hundred people using it. And the ferry would literally like just go boom, boom. It would be running empty all the time. So I have found this one ferry route that I could put in. So that is running. And we're running these Regis. And have you got passengers? You've already got passengers. And have we got passengers waiting? Oh my lord, yes we have. 22 passengers waiting. So, are the ferries going to make a profit? Well, we'll have to find out. Now, I did actually experiment. I've spent, by the way, I've spent literally all day on this. All day on this. I did some experimenting with the ferries, and I found that running one ferry, it didn't get many passengers at all. Running two ferries, it got a lot more passengers. And it's because of the frequency. The frequency does matter. And it's this frequency up here. If this frequency is too long, and it's different for different types of transport, then people like a lot of people will go, yeah, can't be bothered. Can't be bothered waiting that long. So yeah, that's that. And then I've put in a little bit of a transport, I don't know, network around Sunset Park. So we've got lines going from Sunset Park to Midwood and to Coney Island, and then I've put in local bus routes for Coney Island and for Midwood. And then if we go up to Manhattan, I've put in a local bus route for Brooklyn, and then we've got an intercity bus line linking it to the ferry terminal. And then I've put in a bunch of Manhattan lines going up the West Side Highway up here, and up. It doesn't quite follow FDR all the way around, but like FDR is the one that goes up here. This is the East River, so FDR runs from down here all the way up the East River, and then on this side, this is the Hudson, and this is the West Side Highway that runs all the way up there. So what I've done, I've just put in point-to-point links. So we've got one there, and one there, and one there, and one there. Oh, that's quite a long one going up there. And then one up there. And then there is a link from that side over to this side. And this route going up here is a whole bunch of lines going all the way up to, well, up in Manhattan. Right. So there you go. That is what I have put in. Now, the question is, and this is a big blooming question, is it going to make a profit? And I tell you what, it's been a struggle. Oh man, to say this has been a struggle, like you wouldn't believe. Seriously. Because you look at these and you go, well, like, Skye, what's your problem? These railways, they're all making a profit. Looks like blooming easy. Yeah, but when you go and look at this, look, railroads, even though all of these are making a profit, right, you've got to cover all of the maintenance of the vehicles, the tracks, and the infrastructure, right? But like, it's with passengers, just with passengers, it's really damn difficult to cover the costs. It really is. And we've got a whole ton of like road infrastructure that we're paying for. So we've got to cover the costs there. And of course we've got the loan interest. And the loan interest is like, I've borrowed 22 million. Where is it? Oh, it's already up there. Let's get rid of this for a second. I've borrowed 22 million. And that means I'm paying like 220,000 in loan interest every month. So yeah, making a profit, really seriously tough. Now, if I could have thrown in a nice oil line somewhere and have an oil line going, a nice long oil line, backwards and forwards, the train's always full, making $1 million a month for virtually no infrastructure cost. Oh my God, that's the way to make money. But hey, it is what it is. So yes, I have persevered, and we're gonna see if this thing can actually make money. So what I'm gonna do, where am I gonna go? I want to go somewhere. You know what? I think I might go down here so you can maybe like at least see the ferries popping in occasionally. Because what I'm going to do is zoom in like this. Oh my! Look at all the passengers. 46, 21. Nice. Oh, here comes the ship. 46 passengers on board. Okay, that's pretty damn good. But look, it's only got 25 on board now. And that, like, running with 25 passengers, not profitable. So we need more passengers. You see, like, you look at this and you think, oh, that's loads of passengers. Nah, it's really not. Oh, the other one's coming in. Now, you might end up close to being full. Look at that, 58. That's much better. But that's basically emptied the place. More passengers. Come on, get in here. Right. What I'm going to do, I'm going to zoom out to say there so you can actually see the ferries coming in every now and then. And we're going to have some time-lapse action. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put up the line statistics over here. And drag that down so you can see as much as possible. You can't see everything. So it is what it is. If I go up here though, you can see these are pretty much all profitable. There's the odd one at the moment. But virtually everything is profitable. And I'm going to bring up the... this needs to be changed. This is what it's named by default. I'm assuming this map was made by Jeb. This is going to be New York and Long Island Railroad. There we go. Sweet. Okay, so you can see first couple of years we were making a loss. We're still making a loss at the moment, but it does kind of bounce around a little. You can see we made 150,000 on the railroad and then lost 150,000 on the railroad. So this is far from being a given that you're gonna, like, if you make a profit one year, doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna make a profit the next year. And you can see how this is bouncing up and down between being profitable and not being profitable. And I have tried a lot of scenarios, like to try and come up with something with profitable. Now I'm pretty sure this is going to work out, but I thought it might be cool to watch a bit of let me try and get rid of the sun because that's going to be annoying. Let's maybe have it like that, and then you can see the ferries coming in. Yeah, I thought we'd have a bit of a time lapse and just see the profits and see, can we make a profit? So at that point, I'm just gonna let it rock, and I would imagine this will be on very fast time lapse. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so here we go with the time lapse, and I'm running this at 12 times speed. So you're going to get a year's worth in the time it would normally take to get a month. And as you can see, we actually made a profit. 100,000. And then this year we've made almost $250,000. And I tell you what, at that point, boy, was I smiling, because $250,000, that's great. That's better than I'd done in like all the previous setups and whatever. And this setup, I made some final tweaks and it just seemed to gel. And then what are we going to make this year? So we've done 100,000, almost $250,000, down to 200,000. What are we going? And I was like, oh my god, is it going to like really drop? Is it going to tank? What's it going to do? What's it going to do? What are we going to end up with? We're still in the red at this point, but we've got to be close to the end of the year now. And what are we going to do? $500,000. Ho ho ho, mama! But look how quickly it changes. $500,000 one year, and now suddenly we're down to 64,000. But that's because we've had a bad year on the railroads. Look at that. Suddenly the railroad loses almost $250,000. And this was what was causing me like the real big problem. And this is why it's taken me all day to sort this out, because I've been having to run this for like half an hour, 45 minutes each time, just to test out like what's going to happen, because you can't just run it for like 1 or 2 years. You've actually got to run it for like a good 6 or 7 years to see what's really going to happen. But I tell you what, that $500,000, that put a big smile on my face, because that puts a big dent in how much we're behind. Right, so I tell you what, while this is still running, we'll have a look. We're back on normal time, of course, now. We'll have a look and see, like, where are we making money? Where are we losing money? So we have got a few lines which are, like, currently not making any money. You know, I was just going to say, this Matituk line, I was going to say, I hadn't seen that make anything. I hadn't seen any passengers on there, but we've actually got 3 passengers on there now. So, yeah, I mean, I can look at, like, I could go through these individually and, like, that has never made a profit, the Coney Island. So what we might want to do there is, like, just take off a vehicle. What's our frequency? 81. Yeah, so I tell you what, let's just get rid of you. You got no passengers on board, so goodbye. Right, so I can still do, like, a little bit of like optimization with the lines and see, like, what's not got, like, a lot of passengers and stuff. The other thing that I can do is go through the station statistics and see, have we got any stations which are overloaded? And you know what? We've got one, which is in Brooklyn, which is, like, pretty overloaded. We've also got this 8th Street in Harlem. Let's have a look at this one. So, how many passengers have we got hanging around here? And the answer is a fair few. A fair few. So they, let's see, they are going to Locust Street. Now, I happen to know that Locust Street is the ferry. It's one of the... I've put 3 separate bus stops in. And if we look at Locust Street... We've got 46 people. Well, okay, that line could definitely be ramped up with at least, I would say, a couple more vehicles, wouldn't you think? Yeah, I would have thought so. So let's do that. Let's do that. I've got... where is it? Where's my depot? Oh, it's over here. Let's put a couple of vehicles. Buy vehicles. And now, I've got 3 vehicles there. Hang on. Why have I got 3 vehicles in there? Oh, you know what it is? I sold 3 vehicles when I was setting this up because I put too many on. And I sold them. But obviously, I didn't sell them. I just sent them back to the depot. So I tell you what. Let's put those 3 onto... Got to find it now. Here we go. ICB Brooklyn Manhattan. There you go. You're on the Manhattan Brooklyn line. Good. Okay. So maybe that'll make us like a little bit more profit, and maybe even get a few more passengers on the ferry, which would be no bad thing at all. Right. Let's keep this going. Now, obviously, there's a lot to see and do. I'm very tempted to have a bit of a ride on one of the ferries. At least, should we have a ride? Let's at least have a little bit of a ride into New York Harbor. So, and then I think we'll start extending the railways, because I mean ultimately that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to put in the railway network for the Long Island Railroad. We'll be doing the New York Metro, but like only a very, very abridged version of it, because obviously, like, on the scale, we're only going to have like 4 stations or something. I don't know. I might do. I mean, realistically, like 4 stations would totally be like overkill. How many passengers we got? We've got 60 passengers on here. This is brilliant. So this is Governor's Island in New York Harbor. The Statue of Liberty, like Liberty Island, would be somewhere over here, but like on the scale of this, it wouldn't even show up. And then this is Pier 11. Now Pier 11, in reality, Pier 11 is actually about here, but the simple fact was that I couldn't get it to go there, and I would have had to knock down a whole bunch of houses, which I think, well, it wouldn't fit there anyway. It wouldn't fit, so I had no alternative. That was the only place I could get it. And there was like 1 pixel where it would fit, and that was it. So there you go. Now, I would love to have like a ferry going up the Hudson. That'd be blooming brilliant. Oh, now let's have a look up here, because we look like we've got a lot of passengers waiting here. Yes, we have. Okay, well, we can pop, I think. This is way full. We've got a lot of passengers at this end, 45. At this end, 54. Oh yeah, we can definitely put. I think I'm probably. Oh no, see, so I need some more money. I can't buy anything yet. So we're not quite back to. Oh, so close. Oh, and it just dips down. Come on, give me some money so I can buy something. I tell you what, I'm staggered to have paid this off so blooming quickly. That is. I've got to say, like seriously, I'm sitting here with a massive smile on my face, very, very impressed with this, because I honestly look at that, 64,000. We dropped down to 13,000, then back up to 300,000. Okay, pause. I've got 300,000 to spend. Alrighty, let us. You know what? It's a good job I had those 3 vehicles in that depot, because otherwise I couldn't have bought them. What are we doing? Right, let's buy. What do we think? 3. 1, 2, go on, I'm going to do 3. I'm going to go crazy. 3. And you are going on Manhattan 5. And the lines, and the Manhattan lines are named starting from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 5. This should be 5. Pink one. And it is. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then this final one across here. Oh, I've miscounted. Okay, that's 15 going across there. So there you go. My God, it actually blubbered works. Oh, I'm so happy. Seriously, guys, I can't tell you how happy I am. Right, so I put an extra 3 on that line, didn't I? Yes, I did. And I've put an extra 3 on that line. Let's see what else. Let's have a look at the old station statistics. I'm going to hold this up while I've still got a little bit of cash, I think. That's town statistics. That's no use. Station statistics. So, Forest Street. That's the one in Brooklyn. Then 8th Street is up in Harlem. I need to rename that because like Harlem is up around like 100 and... Oh, I don't know. Where does Harlem start? Around 150? 150? So, like somewhere around there, I think. Okay. Ooh, look at this. We have got... That's the one we've just done, isn't it? Yeah. That's the one we've just done. 8th Street. And then... Midwood? Really? Let's have a look at this one. Because I saw Midwood pop up and we've got like no passengers at all. Look, we've got 62 passengers. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's get that. So we've got 62 passengers at that end. The question is, how many passengers have we got at this end? And see, this is your issue. We've got loads of passengers at that end. Hardly any passengers at this end. But when this ship comes in, it's going to drop passengers off. And then we might have a bunch of passengers. So I tell you what, I'm going to let it run. Oh, don't use up all my cash. I'm just going to see how many passengers we've got waiting. Oh, see, now we've got 13 passengers waiting. Because that just dropped off. And then this drops off. Load of passengers get off. How many passengers are going to want to go to Midwood? And the answer is... a few. But I really don't think it's worth putting a lot on that line. Even though we've got like a hell of a lot of passengers there. You know what, I'm gonna put 2 extra wagons on there. Pause. Look, down to 63,000. Buy 1, 2, and put them onto Midwood Fort Hamilton. Really, you know what? I should change the name of this from. You know what? We'll let it run at this point. I should change the name of this from. Oh, that's the ship. Not the ship anymore. This shouldn't be Fort Hamilton Hall. This should be Sunset Park. Sunset Park. Boom. Because this is Sunset Park. And Sunset Park is different to Fort Hamilton, but it's not actually a town on here, so it is what it is. It is what it is. We'll move on and we'll live with it and not complain too much, frankly. Alrighty, so that's cool. Let's have a look at the station statistics one more time. So the only other thing was this one in Midtown Manhattan. Oh, was this the other end of? Yeah, this was the other end of LB Manhattan 5. So we've addressed all of those. Good. Okay. So now we can get on to doing something else. How are we doing cash-wise? Okay, so we did 300,000, 162, but I spent 100,000. So we did almost 300,000. So 300,000, almost 300,000. We'll keep the 300,000s rolling in at least. Now, what are we going to do next? Well, I think the next thing to do, really, is to connect Matatuk and Matatuk and what's this one? Oh, and Riverhead, and get rid of this bus line, and we'll just do it with the trains. And instead of having one train going up there, one train going up there, we'll just turn it into one line. Should we do that? Let's do that. Now, have I got enough money to do that? Well, the answer is no. And the thing is, if I do this, we're probably going to lose money by doing it. That's the only problem. It's a bit of a nightmare. I tell you what, I am going to do at this point. I'm going to turn the date speed on. Right, date is running because I want to get up to well, at least 1859, so that we can start upgrading the trains to generals, because these Baldwin six-wheelers are they really are pretty pathetic. I'll be honest with you, they're pretty darn pathetic. I mean, they're quite cute to look at. I'll give them a plus on the cuteness factor, but yeah, they're pretty pathetic. But look at this, we're only getting 13 passengers on here. You know what? Before I mess around with anything, let me explain a few things, because a few people have been saying, "I'll do this, do that," or whatever. Now, for example, I could have got some more passengers on here by putting a road from Shelter Island right across here. Okay, just like have a bridge across there and link it up to there. But I'm not going to do that because there isn't a bridge here. There are no bridges to Shelter Island. Right, the only way to get there is by ferry. So that's why I'm not doing that. Now, I seriously thought about making Montauk a bit bigger, because Montauk, actually, in actual fact, Montauk itself is actually over here, right? And then Montauk town kind of spreads all around here and all up here. So I could have made Montauk a bit bigger. And, like, to be honest, it really should be bigger. But the only way that I can get this to grow, and therefore potentially increase the passengers, is to increase the destinations that people can get to. Now, at the moment, we're only getting like 10% from road destinations. So how about we increase that? Let's see about putting a road in here. Now, oh my God, I've got $500,000 to spend. Pause while I've still got $500,000. Let's get a road put in here. So what do I want? I want just one of these will do fine. And I want it curvy, please. Give me a curvy road. So, you know what? I might as well run this out initially with... Oh, hang on a second. That's a good point. One thing I actually wanted to do with this... This turned out to be very good. Remembering to do things. I wanted to put a street access there, and then if I get out of there, I could actually, if I put a little bit of street there, but it needs to be a little tiny bit of street there, like that, and then curvy road, hook that up to there like that. Cool. So if any houses get built up here, then or along here, then we'll have like a better catchment area. So we'll run a street out here. You know what? I might curve it away from the tracks a bit so that they can build houses in there. Oh, come on! Oh, there was an autosave going on. That threw me a little bit. Let's run you up like that. Let's see, how far out do we want to go? I think go probably a little bit further, like that. Then we'll switch to country road. And we'll go... Oh, now, look at that. Look. When you get by the coast, it's not quite as flat. But you could, like, you can see, look how we've cut through there. I am going to deliberately make this like a little bit curvy so that it doesn't look just like dead straight. So I think it looks better. That bit is going to be straight, and then oh, I might run that. If it's not too lumpy and bumpy, run it through like that, just like a gentle curve. Yeah, that'll do. Now, where do we want to go into? We want to go into probably this. Well, actually, do I go into this street here? Maybe this is just the coast road. We just go into, yeah, we'll do that. Now, when you go straight in, go on, go straight in. 32,000, yes. Okay, now, we were getting a 10% boost, weren't we? Yes, we were. Let's have a look. Montauk. 10% boost. So if we crank this up now, it'll take time though, is the only thing for it to build up the number of connections. But that should start to go up, like over time. I tell you what, I can like pop it down there in the corner, and we'll try and keep an eye on them. So let's see now. But the thing is, we're only connecting to East Hampton, right? Which doesn't like really massively help us out that much. So what we want to do is continue on and hook up to Bridgehampton and Southampton and Hampton Bays and West Hampton and Speonk and Shirley and Belport and like basically everything. Now we're already hooked up from Hampton Bays to Riverhead. Now if we were to connect Riverhead to Manor Hill and put in a little bit of a connection across here to there, then we could hook up a whole bunch of towns. So let's do it. Let's do it. So let's have, because we've got to get these towns to grow. We really have. Let's have a bit of a connection across there, like that, to about there, I would think. And then I'm going to have medium road. I want this bit straight. You know what? What I should have done. Actually, you know what? Pause. Take that bit out. This is the easiest way to do it. Run this bit out nice and straight, like that. Then put this connection in again, like that. Good. And then I'll probably trim that off, and we'll put a curvy bit in. Oh, medium road. Oh, no, that's not what I want. Curvy bit like that. Something along those lines. There we go. All right, cool. Okay, so we've connected that. So now we're connected to Ridge and Wading River and Coram. Let's let this carry on running. Okay, so yeah, I think we've got 93 destinations. We're only at 10%. What's Ridge at? Yeah, 138. Still only 10%. But to be honest, if we could get an extra 10% growth in like a few towns, it would make a hell of a difference. So let's hook up Manorville to Riverhead. So how do we want to hook it up? I'm thinking of maybe coming from... You know what? I might just go from here, like straight into there. You know what? I'm gonna. I've actually got some money to spend. Oh, unbelievable. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I've actually got money in the bank. You can't believe. 341,000, really? Oh, look at this. See, the map is not flat. There are some lumpy bumpy bits. So what we're going to have to do is do this look, a bit manually so that it's not so blooming expensive. And man, you know what? This is just this area is just a bit lumpy and bumpy. It really is. Let's see, what does that do? Still got some pretty bumpy bits. But you know what? I don't think it's going to make that much difference. See, I think that bit's going up a little bit there, which is not helping us. Maybe. So that's 110,000. Mind you, I'm going to chop this back a little bit, so it's not going to make much odds. Let's take you back to like there. Just chop you back a little bit, and then run you on a little bit further, so that you're going, hopefully going kind of sort of down a little bit, and then we'll see if this is. Oh yeah, that's much cheaper. All right, beautiful. Let's take that. Okay, so we've now hooked up. So for example, Yapang now. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Get out of there. Let's see. 103 destinations. Still only at 10%. But like I said, this takes a while to keep, like, to add destinations. Ridge, 152. Or if we can get an extra 10% growth in a bunch of towns, it's going to make a difference. Manaville, 109. 104. Okay, so we're hooked up to Riverhead. Riverhead is hooked up to Hampton Bays. 105. So what we're going to need to do is run a road across here and hook up to Southampton. Now, the question is, can we? Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. So what we're going to do is take... pause for a second, because I think I'm going to trim that back a fraction. Yeah, I'm going to trim that back a fraction there. Let it run again. And then we're going to take this and we're going to run it around there like that. And around here. By the railway line. There's the train, look! Train! Mom, the train! Goodbye, train. Okay. Now, we're going to want a bridge across here. Now, am I going to put a nice fancy, like, elevated bridge and what in? No. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm going to put a temporary bridge in. Because, frankly, I just can't afford expensive bridges right now. But I am going to get it, like, parallel to that bridge. Like that. There we go. And then we'll hook this up. Hopefully straight to that. Oh, it's a little bit elevated, but it's fine. Yeah, I'll take it. What is it? 37. Yeah, it's fine. And then now, what do I hook it up to? And I guess we just have a bit. Oh no, S-bend action, really? I'd love to take it into there, but of course, there's a bloomin' house got built on the end of it. So, yeah, I think what we'll do is just curve that round a little bit and then, come on, give me a nice S-bend. There we go. Boom. Done. Okay, so we now have all of these connected to Riverhead, to Hampton Bays, to Southampton. So the next job is to get us to Bridgehampton. Now, this is going to require, I'm pretty sure, putting a bridge in because I haven't left enough room there. So I think we're going to have a bridge going across here. But you know what? I don't mind that. I don't mind that. So let's just have a little... Oh, hello. Why can't I have a bridge across there? Really? Okay. What about if I make you an actual bridge? So what do I want to do? Yeah. I just want a little bridge. Actually, can I hold down the shift key? Yeah, I want the littlest bridge I can get. There you go. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. One bridge. Hooray. And then I just need to get rid of this. I'm sure there's a key that would reset this, but I don't know what it is. So there we go. So that needs to hook up to there. Now, actually, do I want it going to there, or do I want it going into there? Because if I do an intercity bus, which I might, it would be better to go into there, probably, wouldn't it? Yeah, it probably would. All right, tell you what. Let's have a bit of a straight coming out here. That's coming out straight. That'll do. And then we'll do that. Lovely. And then we'll do the same thing over here. So we'll have... Oh, you know what? Give me a straight one. Come out like that. Then we can go back to curvy roads, and we can throw in a nice... Just a very faint, just a hint of an S-bend. That'll do for me. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Right, so now we've hooked to Bridgehampton. Let's go back over here and we see, are we seeing any progress? Yeah, 118 now. What about Ridge? Ridge is 165. Yes, we've got an extra 10% in Ridge. That gives us a few more people on the train, and it's the difference between, you know, potentially running trains full or maybe not quite full, you know. That extra 10% of growth. I've got Montauk down here, haven't I? Right, let's keep going. So where are we up to? We did Southampton. We just did Bridgehampton. So we just need to do Bridgehampton to Easthampton. Sweet. All right, let's do it. So let's have ourselves a bit of a road curving around here like this. Like that kind of thing, and then we'll have a bit of country road action. Now, would you? No, of course you would. Of course you wouldn't hook up in any kind of sensible, reasonable person way. What do I want? Straight. You know what? Let's run you out just a little bit straight, and then I don't know. Then maybe have a curvy bit. Go crazy. Enjoy yourself. And then hook that up to there. 33,000, that'll do, pig. Looking nice. All right, so we are now hooked up to Montauk. Now, let's see. Is Montauk going to start going up? God, I hope it is. Because we could really do with some extra people here. We've got 31 people waiting, which I've got to say, it's actually not bad at all. But we need more than that because the capacity of this train is 42. And you can see we're only bringing 23 down. We're barely half full. So on this Montauk stretch of the line, we're probably just breaking even. Well, we might be making a tiny little profit. How are we doing? 32 people. So, I mean, we will be making a profit on the way back, but only just, well, 32 people will make like some profit, but we need to be making like every drop of profit we can get. How are we doing? We're still at 66. Hasn't gone up. Hasn't gone up. Oh well, it is what it is. Hopefully that'll go up over time. Let's see if any of these other places have gone up from 10% to 20%. So Ridge went up to 20%, still going up. Wading River, 103. You're at 84. Coram, 98. Yeah, bang. 132. Oh, come on. You must be getting close to leveling up. Manorville, 148. That's got to be close to leveling. What was Ridge? 168. Oh, that's got to be close to 20%. Riverhead. Oh, Riverhead's 20%. Beautiful. Now, have we got... Yes, we've got a road link to Matatuck. Oh, 131. That should go up fairly soon. Southold is... I'm saying Southold. I'm assuming it's Southold. Is it Southold? I don't know. If somebody wants to correct me, feel free. 136. That's not too bad. Greenport, 122. We are getting there. We are getting there. How are we doing? Oh, my Lord. I've got $1 million in the bank, which actually means I can start paying off the damn loan. Oh, which I can't do... This is kind of weird. Let me pause again. This is kind of weird because I can only pay it off by changing the date back to 1925, pay off a bit of the loan, and then swap the date back again. I don't know. Why it won't let me pay off the loan? I assume it's because it's like, oh, hang on, your loan's 22 million and you're only allowed 10, and I just can't deal with it. So yeah. Okay, I think what I might do, guys, is between this episode and the next episode, I don't know, maybe just let it run for a few years and pay a bit more of the loan off so that we're making a bit more. But how are we doing? Oh my God, we actually lost almost 300,000. But it's because I was spending money. But look, you have bad years on the railroads. This is why it's so important to keep like the passenger numbers up and stuff. Wowzers. All right, well, 350, then we lost 300, then up 300, and this year 230 so far. So it's, you know, we're not doing too badly. This is what the guy spent on building the map, which is like 1.3 billion. So it means we can't really see. And if I drop this, there we go. If I drop that down, right, so we can see we have been making a profit every year, apart from that one where we lost like 300,000. This is going to be a hell of a series, guys. It really is. I can't wait to get all of these lines in. It's going to be brilliant. All right, guys, I will catch you for the next one. Thanks for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have, and I'll catch you for the next one. Peace out.